Campus Quickies, your weekly quick look at the Sun Devils, Wildcats, Lumberjacks, and Lopes info, exclusively on Rockin' Manooch with Jimmy B on ESPN 620.
All right, everybody, here we go. It's one of our favorite segments. We love doing this because college football is underway. Let's don't waste any time. Let's go to ASU. And that means we kick off Campus Quickies with Devil's Digest, Hod Rabino. You can follow him on X at Devil's Digest. That's it, at Devil's Digest. Hod, here we go. How excited, A, do you believe this ASU team and a much improved NAU team are looking forward to Saturday?
Yeah, I think it's definitely going to be an exciting matchup. I've said in other interviews earlier this week that this might be the first time where both ASU and NAU are actually ranked in the top 25. Obviously, NAU in the FCS rankings, ASU in the AP preseason rankings. So I think that definitely adds intrigue there. I mean, obviously, you have an ASU team that is coming back loaded, 80% of their roster retained from an 11-win season, but NAU in its own right, also really excited with all the talent that they have coming back over an 8-win season and a playoff appearance. I think the fact that Kenny Dillingham said just hours ago after practice that he's not going to hold back the playbook. He's going to let it all out there. And he doesn't care that he has a challenging game at Mississippi State the next week, and they might see a lot of different alignments on film and whatnot. He knows that this NAU game is going to be challenging. Lumberjack squad that's probably one of the best ones ASU played in recent memory. So I think there's definitely a lot of excitement. And by the way, Athletic Director Graham Rossini said earlier today that he expects this game to be a sellout. So definitely should be a great atmosphere.
So going back to last year, looking at this year, what is the main difference as far as attitude, adjustments, and a lot of the things you saw last year that seemed to have been cured going into this first game of the year?
Well, I just think that there is confidence that's warranted, and you have, again, 80% of the roster coming back. So the players have that been there, done that mentality. They know what it takes, not only on the field but off the field, to put yourself in the best position for success. So I just feel that as much as Kenny Dillingham said, and rightfully so, that ASU needs to stop reading all the accolades that people gave him after that 11-win season in 2024. At the same time, it was a campaign where they can definitely draw a lot of confidence. They know what they're good at. They also know at the same time what they need to get better at. And pass rush, I think, is one aspect. Defensive coordinator Brian Ward said on many occasions that he wanted to see a better pass rush in 2025, and we definitely seen that in fall camp. And I think that he's probably excited to see that materialize this season. So I think that really, when you just coming off an 11-win season and having so many players coming back, not only as starters but also in the two deep, you definitely have a lot of reasons to feel confident.
And hold our last question: how has Kenny handled that as far as getting the attention of the players to ignore those press clippings to say, hey, look, yesterday was yesterday's news. We got to move forward and keep their attention at that. How's he done that at practice?
I think it really started all the way back in January when the team came back from holiday break. He basically said, "Okay, guys, are you done reading all the press clippings and how great you were in 2024?" And I think when you set that tone, almost three months before spring practice even starts, I think it just really trickles down to the rest of the team. And Kenny Dillingham is always honest to a fault. So when there were bad practices in the spring and fall camp, he did call the team out. And he basically, telling that, that every team right now on the schedule is gunning for them. They are the Big 12 champs. They're going to get the A game of each and every team that they play. And then that even starts with a non-conference opponent like NAU. So just really instilling that mantra, that vibe, that you should never be overconfident. You should always be hungry for more. And that Peach Bowl loss, even though you got tons of compliments after that double overtime contest, that is something that should stick in your craw and motivate you also to be better and make sure that you don't repeat some of the mistakes that were done in that game. So I just think altogether, as a package, I think that Kenny Dillingham is saying and doing all the right things to prepare this team to not only repeat the success that they had last year, but possibly exceed it.
That's why we have him on the show. Hod Rabino, everybody, Devil's Digest. All right, Hod, enjoy the game Saturday night.
Thank you, guys.
All right, let's go to Tucson. And that means that Glenn Howell finally is going to have to work for a living. He will host the pregame, the halftime, and the postgame on the U of A radio network. You can follow him on X at Glenn P. Howell. That's Glenn P. Howell. Glenn, welcome as always, man. I know you've already done your homework. How good is Hawaii coming in after that upset of Stanford?
How did that happen, Glenn?
Yeah.
How does that happen?
I tell you what, guys, thanks a lot for having me on. I appreciate you guys having me on in Devil Country. I love being up there. And what I saw with Hawaii is a battle-tested team that's going to be very confident coming in here into Tucson. And I think our guys, every single one of our guys watched that game and had their eyes on everything, every single player who they're going up against. And I think our team will be ready. This Hawaiian team is a feisty team. They got a quarterback. The guy was, I thought he broke his ankle and he still played. The kid played the whole game and brought these guys back. And it's going to be a battle. It's going to be a battle on Saturday night. But I think that with our personnel, I think we should be able to take care of Hawaii.
Glenn, you mentioned a couple things there. Having a game under your belt before you play a team's first game, that really, you knock a lot of rust off. You had a good game and you have a victory. And then this quarterback, I told Jimmy and Rock on Monday, this Hawaii quarterback reminds me of a Fafita. I know Fafita just kind of has that kind of movement. Does not a real big kid, but he's very accurate and not afraid to sling it down the field for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And he can run the ball. Dan, that's what scares me about it. We better have somebody on him because he makes plays with his feet. He could throw the ball. They got some good receivers on the outside. I think Jackson Harris is a good receiver. He's a big, tall guy, 6'3", 205, from the Bay Area. We're from Oaktown up there in the Bay, and the kid, they could throw the ball and they throw the ball up, and they got tall guys on the outside that can go up for the ball. So I'm a little excited to see what our corners can do against these guys. And then also their D line is just, I think they're going to be slanting all over the place. That's what I think they're going to do. Seeing what they try to do to Stanford, because Stanford was a little bit bigger than them, and they've created havoc for them.
Mm-hmm. So for you, watching your U of A Wildcats these last, say, 4 weeks of camp, what gives you confidence that they have cured a lot of the ills from last year?
I really feel that Noah's feeling a little bit more comfortable. I think he's feeling comfortable in the offense that we're running. I think that the only question I have on the offensive side of the ball is that we have to have these 5 guys up front gel together. I don't think Rhino's going to be playing this game. We got the other guys. We got the starting 5 of Buchanan, Wooten, DeCabra, Dost, and Bounds, guy from Michigan. Those guys got to gel together to get together and be able to protect Noah. I think if we get that going and we have some weapons on the outside and we got some really good running backs, Sicanio and Maldi and Craig are just, I think they're beasts. I think they're good running backs that we have that can really run the ball. We have to run the ball. On the defensive side of the ball, I think these guys are ready. They were creating havoc all fall camp. And now they're going to get to go against somebody other than their teammates. And I think they're going to be able to hunker down and try to stop the run and put some pressure on that quarterback.
Can't wait. It's going to be a great time in Tucson. Thank you, Glenn. Enjoy.
Bear down, guys.
There you go. That is Glenn Howell, everybody. Let's go up on top of the mountain. And that means Mitch Strohman, longtime play-by-play voice of the Jacks, is our guest. And you can follow him on X at Mitch Strohman, at Mitch Strohman. All right, Mitch. So we had Hod Rabino on, who covers the ASU for Devil's Digest, and he basically said that they are not going to just go out and run a vanilla playbook. Kenny Dillingham has come out and told everybody, we're going to open things up and play our best. How do you counter?
Well, by playing our best, by playing NAU's best, by coming down the mountain on Saturday at Mountain America Stadium and going on to that turf at 7 o'clock with the temperature probably about 100 degrees at kickoff, and playing our best and opening up our playbook. And based on what I've seen in practices so far this week, guys, head coach Brian Wright of the Lumberjacks, he's going down there with that philosophy. He's going down there with that mindset of, guys, we're here to win. We're here to beat the Sun Devils. Doesn't matter that they're the 11th ranked team in the country in the FBS. Doesn't matter that they're the defending Big 12 champs. Doesn't matter that they had one of the greatest seasons in ASU football history last year. None of that matters. They're coming down to win the football game, and you go in with that mindset and you see what happens.
And Mitch, to that point, Coach talked about the depth that he has this year, probably more so than he did last year. Will that be a key for this Lumberjacks team this year, that they can maintain their success with the depth that they have, if a couple of the key starters go down?
Yeah, Manuch. And big time. Because when he talks about the depth, I think I can kind of put some numbers to that for you and the listeners right now. NAU's roster is the biggest roster it's ever had. Remember, NAU did not opt into the House settlement this year. So we're not subject to the roster limitations that schools are under.
Okay.
Yeah, right. I mean, that roster limitation for every school that opted in to the House settlement, I think is for Division I, I think is 80 some odd players. Well, yeah, we have over 120 on the roster.
It's 105 max, and that's not including your preferred walk-on. Your walk-on.
Yeah, and right now, I mean, we've got so many bodies, so many players, depth at pretty much every single position. The one thing that you always ask about, and you should, guys, is, the depth in the quarterback room. Well, we've got a defined QB 1, 2, and 3, and Coach Wright feels pretty good about 1, 2, and 3 in terms of their ability to come into the game if necessary. So there's depth there. Running back is, 5 deep, phenomenal. There's depth across the field, a little bit thin at linebacker because 2 starters who would be starters, Ammon Allen and Brandon Wong, they're out right now. Allen for the season, Wong for a couple of games, but there's still depth even in that linebacking room, and we're going to need it, guys. We're going to need it. We have tried to simulate as best as Mother Nature would let us up here in Flagstaff with 92, 93 degrees, what it's like at 100. But you really can't simulate it entirely. We're trying to simulate the sound, the noise, with gigantic speakers on the field behind quarterback Ty Pennington at practice, blasting classic rock, country, hip hop music as loud as they can get it while the teams are out there, taking snaps. They got these giant speakers right behind them, right behind the line of scrimmage. It's trying to do your best to simulate. You can simulate all day long until the cows come home. But until you get on the field, feel the heat, start hitting with those big guys with ASU, simulation is just that, simulation.
Warm up those vocal cords, pal. We're looking forward to it on Saturday night. Thank you.
I'm ready to blow those vocal cords all the way out of Tempe back home to Flagstaff, boys. Let's go, Jacks.
There you go. That's Mitch Strohman, everybody. Once again, you can follow him on X at Mitch Strohman. Campus Quickies presented today by All City Towing, largest towing company in the state, and a place where your career can get a serious boost. Now, why do I say that? Because they are looking for someone like you. Yes, they are hiring. They pay well, and they have excellent benefits. Here's just a few. health benefits, a 401k with an employer match, paid life insurance, even a monthly fuel allowance. It is all true what I just told you. Here's all you have to do if you're interested. Just go online, allcitytowing.com. That's allcitytowing.com and search careers. Search careers, allcitytowing.com. It's All City Towing, where your future is on the move. So we just discussed ASU, NAU. Looks like the game is going to be sold out. However, because we are really cool, all three of us, we have tickets. I got tickets, baby. That's what we're going to do right now. We're going to give away tickets. You got it. We will take caller 5, caller 6. We have 4 tickets between the 30 and 40-yard line for the game. Caller 5, caller 6. Here's the number, 602-230-0620. 602-230-0620. Get in. Good luck. And we will have a party on Saturday night at Sun Devil Stadium. Coming up next, AC Experts Player of the Week. Rockin' Minutes with Jimmy B, ESPN 620.